What golden nugget of information do you have to share? Stonehenge, the world's most famous henge, isn't actually a henge. A henge is a Neolithic earthworks, oval or circular in shape, sometimes containing wooden or stone structures and surrounded by a perimeter of a bank with internal ditch. So the famous stones of Stonehenge aren't even a necessary part of a henge, just an optional extra. But more importantly, the bank and ditch at Stonehenge are the wrong way round to make it an official henge. So Stonehenge isn't a henge, however the earliest recorded use of the word henge is in reference to Stonehenge, so non-henge, Stonehenge, despite not being a henge, is the thing all other henges are named after. Not all that glitters is gold. Taking that and applying it to people, it means that good-looking people don't make worthwhile people. Have goals. Work/strive to impress yourself, not others. What is something that if you saw someone else do it you would say, that's impressive? Then go and do it. That doesn't mean do a 360 slam dunk in the NBA Finals to win the game necessarily. I exercise a lot and I think it would be really cool to be jacked as fuck. So that's my goal. And I work to impress me and not others with it. Don't neglect good relationships. Get rid of and move on from bad relationships. If you don't have a toilet plunger, and you've clogged it up, pour in a bit of dish soap, and some hot water, the hotter the better. Let's stand for 15 minutes, and flush. Learned this when immediately upon arriving at our hotel, my 8-year-old clogged up our toilet and I googled. Found this gem, realized I'd packed a tiny travel bottle of dish soap, warmed water up in the microwave and lo and behold, it worked. I still use it sometimes at home when I don't want to be grossed out by plunging. Yes, my child has a tendency to clog toilets. So there you go. Horses have a massive blind spot on the front and back of their body. If you are ever around a tame horse, keep a hand on their body while walking around them. This lets it know where you are at all times and decreases chances of kicking out of shock or fear. This also prevents them from kicking you with as much force. You need to stay very close to them for the full benefit. This is similar with goats, as they instinctively fight things coming head-on and should be approached from the sides. Also, ears are the gateway to a horse's feelings. Pinned back ears indicates an anxious or angered horse. Pinned straight up indicates curiosity and focus. The concept of 3 square meals a day is a diet designed for people working physical labor in the early 1900s. Quality of diet and sticking to daily calorie limits is the only part that really matters. Otherwise, it really doesn't matter what time you eat, although the 3 square meals model is indeed advantageous for day-long maintenance of energy levels. Basically, it's better to just eat when you're hungry than force yourself to eat when you should, so long as you're getting the proper nutrients, etc. Manhattan's layout is largely grid-based except for Broadway, which runs at a diagonal through the city and ignores the grid. This is because before the rest of Manhattan was developed and was mostly farmland and open fields, this is the route the cows took out to pasture, and its continued use over the years by people and cows meant it was simply left in as the city developed. Broadway exists BC cows. Edit, I've been informed this isn't entirely correct and that the path was originally forged by Native Americans. Unfortunately, this is just what I learned in a city planning course and thought was an interesting fact. Definitely didn't mean this maliciously. I know the whole exercise can fix your depression thing is made fun of a lot on Reddit, but it really can help so much. I'm not saying it's going to 100% cure you or that it will work for everyone, but please just try. I have been making an effort to go outside and exercise every day and I have never been happier. Don't sit around and think that exercise won't help if you haven't even tried it yet. And even if it doesn't help you, at least you're getting the physical benefits of exercise, even if all you're doing is walking a couple laps around your yard. In ancient Hawaiian culture, women were not allowed to eat meat. The practical reason for this is because there were not a lot of animals on the islands to feed everyone, some wild dogs or boar. But it worked its way into the religious kapu system, which was held to very strictly. If a woman was caught eating meat, she had to be killed. If it was a young girl, they would just pluck out an eye. Edit, okay, one more. When the king died, the people were expected to show sadness at his death by knocking out some teeth. And if someone didn't knock some of their own teeth, others would do it for them. In your car, if when you press the brakes you hear a loud squealing sound, it's time to get your brake pads replaced. After that, if when you press the brakes and you hear a lower growling, scraping sound, not only do you need new brake pads, you'll need new brake rotors as well. The cost of this repair is much greater than just replacing your brake pads. Bonus tip: if you look at your car tires, you'll see channels that run around the tire. In some of these channels are little thin fins of rubber that cut across them. If that fin of rubber is parallel with the top of the channel, it's time to replace your tires.